What's good, YouTube? Welcome back. Uploading this video a little bit late, but we're finally going to be going over the top 8 deck lists from the latest Edison Format World Championship qualifier over in Format Library. I think I was kind of checked out during this tournament or something. Like, I didn't even know what was going on. Maybe it happened at the same time as RBT Maryland that I went to, or maybe it was just like a multi-day thing again. That's a possibility. They might have been doing another one of those to try and be friendly to the more people with worse schedules or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, we did notice that the top 8 lists got posted, so we're going to be doing a video on them now as per usual. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go over them. Starting off here, we have Draw Trap Maxing Blackwings, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's this meme with the 6 draw traps. I wasn't really a fan of this version. I think this is the only. There were like 3 Blackwing lists in top 8. Side note, Blackwings seems to just be way more represented online. Specifically in Format Library, I think. It feels like in FL tournaments, like half the players are on Blackwings or something. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, anyway. We are playing the Legacy of Yadas and the Jars of Greed. Only 2 Icarus. I actually think 2 Icarus is a pretty based ratio. I'm not going to lie. I think 3 is kind of weirdly sort of excessive. I think 2 is a very solid number to be on, so I've definitely been a fan of that ratio. 2 Deep Prison, no Torrentials, kind of standard for Blackwings. 2 Values, pretty standard. I mean, the Monster lineup, you're just playing 3. The Monster lineup has to be like the most boring, the most boring shit about Blackwing decks, dude. It's always the same. It's like, it's the only difference is like, no, people just always play 2 Vayu now too, though. It used to be with like maybe someone plays 1 or 2 or whatever, but now people just always play 2 Vayu too, so there's just like no variation whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, the only interesting thing, I guess, is that they are playing the 6 draw traps. Like I said, I don't really like the 6 draw traps. A lot of people have talked about the 6 draw traps. I mean, once you realize you're against 6 draw traps, it just like, it ceases to become the meme where you Typhoon their back row and go -1, then you just like switch modes, and the good players will just stop respecting the back row, and it becomes a whole other issue. So I don't really think it's that great. But yeah, they are on the 6 draw traps, and they did do well. So, I mean, I don't think it's terrible or anything, for sure. It's just not the way I generally like to build things. I've tried out playing draw traps and a lot of stuff, and I didn't really love maxing out on draw traps in any of my builds, even the ones where I thought it would have been good. That being said, we could stop rambling about the draw traps. I mean, it's just Blackwings. Are we really surprised to see Blackwings topping? No, not really. So congratulations to Shoppa on making top 8. Next up, we have Jake XO, who's playing Diva Hero Zombies. This is actually kind of interesting. We've been seeing more of these hero-heavy zombie builds around. Specifically, more of them playing Miracle Fusion, even like 2 to 3 or like 1 to 3. A lot of the ratios are actually kind of weird. Sometimes they play 1 Miracle, which I find to be cursed. This one's on 2 Miracles. Sometimes they even go the whole way to 3. So it's kind of like combining Diva Hero and Zombies, and then playing Gold Sarks and like the hero package. I think the sort of Silchus hero package of Greffer, Mali, Stratos, Prodigy, Future Fusion, and then Rhoda is really, really solid. I definitely like that part. The Miracles, a little bit out there. I haven't really tested with that or seen a whole lot of that to really know how I feel about the Miracles. But, I mean, Absolute Zero is a pretty good card, so who can really blame them for adding that? The one concern maybe is that you're low on waters, I guess, but that's why you don't max out on 3 of them. The trap lineup is pretty standard. We're playing a random copy of Raigeki Break, which I guess the discard traps may be alright because you got the Stratos Mali, so I can kind of see that. But I don't like one-off Raigeki Break. I would either play 2 or none, honestly. But sometimes ratios just kind of work out like that in Edison, where you look at it, you think it's cringe, but actually, you know, it's secretly just what works out. So anyway, otherwise we're on 2 Kaias. We're on the Dad. We're on all the good zombies, pretty much. Yeah, standard Triple Turtle. I think Triple Turtle is really the way to go, honestly. Even if you don't play Book of Life, which actually this deck plays 0 Book of Life, maybe actually a smart thing to do if you're going to be playing those Miracles, just so you don't have so many cards that lose to Royal Oppression. Maybe you replace the Book of Lives with the Miracle Fusions then. And Book of Life, yeah, it's good, but it's not like absolutely integral to the zombie strategy necessarily. You know, I think like Mizuki is basically just like better in every way. But Book of Lives is always kind of weird. They're like a good card for you, but if you want to just like replace them with Miracle Fusions or whatever, I think that's probably a fine thing to do. even though the Book of Life payoff is quite solid. At least that's what this guy did, and worked out all right for him. Yeah, the side deck is... There's a lot of one-offs here, man. What is going on? One Breaker, one Dyna, one Vortex, one Zombie World. Zombie World's got a base. Does he have the Doom Kaiser? Yes, he does. I think Doom Kaiser, people should definitely play this card in Zombies, and I'm glad to see that he is. The compulsory, one Dust Tornado, one Mask of Restrict, one Transmit. This is like a meme side, actually, but yeah, pretty cool list. I definitely like the Hero Zombies. I'm glad we're seeing more of this version kind of taken over, and a lot of people were doubting Zombies, honestly, lately, but I think it's been having some good showings, right? This is just another zombie top. I think it's been topping pretty consistently. I think there's been some serious zombie downplay going on in the community. I think it is a serious contender, a serious tier 1 deck. So yeah, glad to see Zombies doing well. Next up, we got my favorite in the top 8, my boy BS45. He done it with Iron Wall Fairies. Yes, this is incredible. I love it so much. I love it so much. Let's go over the list. So this is BS45's original fairy build. I'm doing very different stuff than the normal fairy deck. Choosing to main deck triple Imperial Iron Wall and then Avarices with Raikou Hamster. I've actually tried Avarice with Raikou Hamster, but I never tried Iron Wall, and I never tried anything really approaching this version with like Celestia. Celestia, pretty cool. It's basically... functionally in this deck, it's like a fairy Monarch, right? I mean, that's basically what it is. Like, you can go Angel into Raikou and then just tribute Celestia, which feels really good, or you can go Hamster into Raikou and you tribute Celestia. Either way, you're going something into Raikou, tribute Celestia, and yeah, it's a fairy, of course. It goes along with your whole milling strategy. So yeah, very cool idea going on here, where you use the milling and the Celestias to set up your Christia, and then Avarice can, like, fix your graveyard. I like the idea originally because, like, Avarice is a lot better way of fixing graveyard than, like, Freed or Soul, or even, and then you don't have to play, like, the Chaos monsters either, like Chaos Fairy, so you can do this Iron Wall thing. And Iron Wall is pretty crazy against, like, honestly, most decks in Edison format. I mean, it's only really trash against, like, what exactly? I'm not even sure. Is there a tier 1 deck that it's not good against? There's probably one, but it's just like not occurring to me here. Like a Frog deck that isn't Hero Frog, maybe, but it's still good against Caius. I feel like there's one I'm forgetting that it might be bad against, but I think Iron Wall is generally good against like most things, right? It's good against like, it's good enough against Blackwings. You know, they play bottomless, they play deepers, and they play Dad. I guess it's not fantastic against Blackwings. It's only just like but it's really good against Vayu Turbo. It's really good against Zombies. It's really good against Hero Frog. It's good against a lot of stuff. So Iron Wall, definitely a solid card against the meta, and has been for some time, actually. It's been like a sleeper floodgate. And yeah, really good in here. Very unique fairy list. One Forbidden Chalice, too. Don't think I was going to overlook this one. Kind of just a wild tech, honestly. And then we can't overlook, of course, the fact that he smokescreens into Machina here. Just like full smokescreen. I think this was to like play around DDV or something, probably, because you just take out a bunch of DDV targets, put in a bunch of Machina guys. So I think the fairies just come out, and then you play like Machina control with Iron Wall, which Iron Wall also good in that deck. So very cool list. Probably my favorite in the top 8 by BS45. Also notably playing Upstart Goblin. I'm a big fan of Upstart Goblin as well. I'm an Upstart enjoyer. I think people need to play this card more as well. I think it's actually quite underrated. Of course, there are some decks, I mean, a lot of decks where the life points do matter, but I do think Upstart is quite good. Yeah, really big fan of BS45's list here. Very cool. Congratulations to him. Next up, we've got, it's just another Blackwing list, but less draw trappy, you know. Only 3 legacy. Not playing the full 6. And actually only playing 1 Vayu. I think we mentioned before that everyone plays 2 Vayu, but apparently not. Apparently this guy only plays 1, so maybe the 2 Vayu meta is shifting. I don't know. They're playing Gores. I guess if you're not main decking the 1 Oppression, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better because like either you have Whirlwind or you have Gores available. And yeah, you don't play Starlight Road main deck anymore either. So that's one less piece of conflicts. The Gores is probably fine in here since you're not... I think if you're playing any amount of main deck Oppression, you probably can't be doing that with the Whirlwind and the Oppression. And then the Gores will just always be dead. But if you're not main decking Oppression, I think you can kind of get away with it. So I guess the Gores where the second Vayu would have been, and then we got the third Icarus and some Dust Tornadoes where there's Jar of Greeds were in the other list. But otherwise, pretty similar. Blackwing lists all look very similar. And yeah, I think this is the last one that top? Or was there a third one somewhere? There might be one in top 4 actually. Let's go and see. What did Scrub for Life play? Oh yeah, the Dragon deck. Okay. So this is the Raikou Hamster version of Disaster Dragon. Pretty solid deck in my opinion. Red Med's a good card. Raikou Hamster Caius are good cards. Future Fusion will win you the game. You got Gold Sarks to get to the Future Fusion. You just play a bunch of sort of standard trap cards. It's just like a good stuff pile that abuses Red Med and Future Fusion and stuff. Wasn't Fitz like the pioneer of this version, or was it Rob? Or was it kind of both of them? I think Fitz played a version that was like less dark orient, or like didn't have Caius maybe or something. I don't know. It was one or both of them that was behind this version, and it's been a reasonable rogue threat ever since. So yeah, very, very cool. Very cool to see dragons doing well every now and again. I think definitely a fan favorite deck, and yeah, it made top 4 as well. So very nice showing for the dragon deck. What can you really say? It's a good one. It's a fun one. And what do we got next? Okay, this is the other black. What? Oh no, he does this cursed vertical thing. No, no. Oh, this is a modern player moment for sure, actually. What is going on? Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so... Okay. Okay, we gotta get over it. We gotta look at the... So, 2 Vayu, triple prison, and double oppression. Actually kind of different from the other trap lineups that we've seen. I don't... Were either of the other ones on any main deck oppression? Was Shoppa... There's no main deck oppression in that one either. So, the other two, no main deck oppression. This one has 2 main deck oppression. And 3 Dust Tornado and 3 Prisons. Just like really trap heavy here. And the only spells are not even playing Brain Control in the main, actually. What? Is that right? Is that okay to do? I don't know. That's kind of nuts to me. Whirlwind, Storm, Typhoon, the only spells. No Brain Control. And then we've got, what? Like 17 traps and the standard monster lineup. Kind of wild as Blackwing list goes. Some interesting choices in here, but yeah, made top 4. So congratulations, I guess. Very, very neat. And then instead of siding the oppressions, we side the skill drains. I like that. That's very nice. But yeah, that's Dank Arm Drag. Actually, seeing a little bit more variation in these Blackwing builds than we usually see. Honestly, there was like the draw trap one, and now we got this one, which is wild in its own way. I just hate the way it's sorted though. It's hurting my eyes. We gotta get out of here. We gotta be moving on to the next one. Second place, Televisual Vayu Turbo. Yeah, it isn't a top 8 without Vayu Turbo, of course. The standard bearer of the format at this point. And get a load of this trap lineup. It's all one-ups. Oh, I'm so glad you did this. 1 bottomless. 1 bottomless. 1 prison. 1 compulse. The random Icarus attack. We learned this one from Dimitri, folks. You gotta love it. 1 mirror force. Yeah, all the limited ones. And then 1 oppression, which is like 10 1-of trap cards. And then, of course, the standard spell lineup. It's like almost Highlander. I mean, not quite, obviously, because the monster lineup is sort of more normal. I think this is pretty much the exact 23 most standard monsters that you would see Vayu Turbo playing. 2 of each of the warrior guys, 1 hamster, 3 Raikou, 1 chaos sorcerer, triple of these Blackwing guys, 1 Gale. You got the Dad, you got the double Caius, the Gores, the Necro Gardener, the Plague Spreader. Very just standard Vayu monster lineup and spell lineup, honestly, too. But the trap lineup cracks me up, man. One of everything, just all one-ups. They can never predict what your next trap will be because it's all one-ups. You know what? There's a logic there. It's not completely flawed. It's not completely... It's sound in a way. So, yeah, very, very funny. Very entertaining. Yeah, but it is Vayu Turbo. I mean... We always expect Vayu Turbo to be doing well, and no shock to be seeing it finishing here in second place. So congratulations to Televisual. First place we have... Oh yeah, it's this wacky frog deck. Okay. I swear, there's always like... In a lot of these random events, there's always some guy playing the craziest frog deck you've ever seen and somehow topping with it. I don't know. It's just like weird. You look at it and you're like, what the hell is this? This is not normal frogs. But hey... You know? And they always have like 10 tribute monsters too. Yeah, it's like triple Lat, triple Caius, triple Ryza, and Thestalos. We didn't have enough tribute monsters. We needed more. We had to add Thestalos. But yeah, what is this thing? It's Armed Sea Hunter Frogs, I guess. Armed Sea Hunter Frog Monarch. So what does this thing do? I think it's just like a piercer or something. Or wait, what does this thing actually do? I don't remember what it actually does. Okay, after damage calculation, it negates the effects of the thing it runs. Oh, okay, so that's what I'm thinking. So it's kind of like got a Hades, but you have to control another water. and it can protect itself like a 6 samurai monster would, basically, where you destroy. So if you just like get out Treeborn, and this thing protects itself, and it can like run over Raikou, I guess. So that's the armed sea hunter thing, and then we got triple water art just for the hand ripping. The only back row, by the way, is triple water art. It looks like the main deck struggles really hard against Fossil Dino, though, would be the thing. So I guess you're gonna have to bring in some side deck answers to that, because yeah, I guess triple Solex main is the thing. They are like maxed out on triple Solex, triple Econ. So maybe you don't need those Geki breaks. You're just like maxing, you're yoink maxing here with your with your triple Solex, triple Econ. I mean, it is just like kind of Frog Monarchs. There's not really a sort of alternative third engine thrown in there like there usually is with Frogs. So you kind of maybe do need to max out on these things, especially since you're playing 10 tribute monsters. Like, you got to have ways to be getting out your Light and Darkness Dragon. The 3 water art is kind of wild, too. We're just, like, hand ripping, but not even, like, no Dust Shoot, no Mind Crush to be found, just 3 water art. Like, we're fine. Confiscation is enough. We don't need more hand ripping, apparently. But yeah, that's the first place frog list. Kind of wild. Actually, a couple cool lists here. Even a lot of the more mainstream ones had some cool twists to them. Of course, we had BCS 45's Epic Fairy list in the top 8. So I gotta say, a lot to like here in this top 8. Definitely, I was entertained for sure doing this video, and I hope you were as well. I hope you found this top 8 interesting, and I hope everybody enjoyed having me go over the lists as per usual. All right, just gonna wrap up the video. I will see you in the next one. Peace out, YouTube.